Hello, Sam Tolbert from Sound of Joy Music Services, and this is our Skype summary lesson, congregational songs and transposing keys. Okay, we went over covering the how to play Can't Nobody Do Me Like Jesus in the key of E flat. I always say open up with a scale just so that you can get your fingers limbered up and hear the notes that is in that scale. Find the chords. I had you play the melody to Can't Nobody Do Me Like Jesus, and you did this melody was in a natural major. In the scale. That was the melody we went over. Again, fingering doesn't really count because we're going to change up the fingering as we play. I had you do the chords, and we use the E flat 6 chord. Just hold the bass down here. Then to a 6 E flat 6 minor, which is just dropping the G to the F G flat. Now we're doing here a G flat 6 into I'm going to say F minor 6 back to the E flat 6. Now these chords are all in my chord book, which you should have gotten from my website, the name of all these chords. We covered the part or the bass sound. Now we added generic bass first. The part and drop down. So you see, we kept the chords. Can always do the melody also. I'll cover that because we did cover that in the class. Just to build syncopation between the left hand and the right hand. Okay, we covered that in our lesson. We covered the very generic bounce, and I said the bounce technique is one you have to build on. Once you've got the foundation of the bounce, then you add to it. So I had you doing just this first to start you off. Double octave bass, because a bounce needs a double octave bass. And we use those same chords, we just chopped them. Can't nobody, I'm not going to sing, do me like Jesus, and can't nobody do me like the Lord. Can't nobody do me like Jesus, and he's my friend. Now you see, I had you bouncing. Here's the bounce here. The bass is just giving that pop, 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 pop. Now it can double. That's why it's called a bounce. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. He's my friend. So the bounce starting off gets you there. We gave you the alternate to the bounce. We had you do this and just hold that. If you can hold these two notes. If you're not used to this can become kind of painful from a 6 to a diminished. There we go. And the bounce. This chord to give you that crossover. He's my friend. So we gave you that, again, the crossover or transition to take you from that 6 right to that minor 6. I often said it's all timing. Anything that has to do with congregational style songs, the more timing that you have and in preparing for it, you can add a lot more to it. We're going to cover this on our next lesson where we got the can't nobody. Where you can just drop the bass. We're going to cover that in the next lesson. We did again, we're in the bounce still. We gave you this one where we've got now we're holding, instead of going pa, we're now bouncing with our left hand. See how the thumb goes from the C to the D flat or C sharp, and the left finger stays on the bottom of the bass. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Again, this type of syncopation takes time. You just slow it down and just get comfortable with it. Missed it. Okay, we're going to get back to that. And of course, we gave you some more advanced variations, which we will cover the next time we meet. We also went over transposing techniques, how to go from E flat to A flat. And I said you use a 7-chord progression, because E flat and A flat are relative keys, because they both have the same, practically the same notes in each of them, so they're relatives to get to each other. But if you wanted to go from, say, E flat to B major, which is a kind of an awkward jump, but it's the way to get there. We covered how to find the 5th note in that scale of where you want to go and make that a 7th note. I know we got kind of confusing, but after a while we learned the whole concept. If we want to go to B, we've got to go to the 5th note in that scale, which is G flat, and make it a 7th note. So from here, and we did a lot of different exercises on how we're going to say if we were to go from a D major and you want to go to B flat. We said, okay, know the scale in E, and rather D. What is the scale in B flat where we want to go, and what are the relative notes? There's 1, there's 2. Nope. Only 2. So out of the relative notes, where can we find a 7th note chord to take us from D to B flat? Well, we've got an A, we've got an F. There's our relative chord. So D, 2 steps to get there. We covered that, and we'll do more of that on our next lesson. We didn't get to talk music, and we didn't get to the song Holy, 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 but I'll give you a brief synopsis of what the Holy, Holy lesson will be. We'll put you in the key of E flat for that, because that's a very comfortable key for Holy, 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 and we'll give you the very generic chords. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. Early in the morning, my soul shall rise to thee. So we're doing a lot of full chords. Again, there's that walk up. But that's going to be covered on our next lesson. All right, this has been a summary of our recent Skype lesson. Again, this is Sam Tolbert from Sound of Joy Music Services. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.